No matter where we work or what we do, revolution exists and is happening silently. Since 1784, four phases in the progressive development termed the Industrial Revolution is recognized. The first bestowed us with steam power, the second electricity, the third electronics, and the recent one, the fourth Industrial Revolution, is personified by the alleged cyber physical system, CPS. With the emergence of 4IR, certain researchers question whether it is truly revolutionary, as they deem it as merely a continuance of the Third Industrial Revolution evidenced by digital technology. It is hence justified by advocates of 4IR that the Third Industrial Revolution is definitely distinct from 4IR, as 4IR is exponentially disrupting nearly every industry in all countries, allowing newfound potentials for machines and people, and essentially directing to the governance, production, and management systems transformation in entirety. 4IR began when Germany ran a tactical program Industrial 4.0 which points towards the year 2020. It happened at the 2011 Hanover Fair, where the German government proposed the notion of Industrial 4.0 and later in 2013 issued the recommendations for implementing the strategic initiative Industry 4.0. Subsequently, the World Economic Forum WEF 2016 Davos Summit announced the terminology the Fourth Industrial Revolution 4IR, and it has turned into the latest buzzword depicting current high-tech advances signaling societal revolutions in all angles of socio-economic existence. 4IR emphasizes on the end-to-end digitization of all physical assets and integration into digital ecosystem with value chain partners, besides permitting cooperation to strengthen worldwide supply chains, drawing suppliers into the network, getting them more coupled, and using new technological opportunities to link them through a wide range of design, supply chains, demand, and other forms of data. 4IR is embodied by a blend of technologies that is blurring the lines between biological, physical, and digital realms. Physical technology includes 3D printing and autonomous cars or vehicles. Biological technology includes neurotechnology and genetic engineering. And digital technology includes artificial intelligence and machine learning, the Internet of Things, digital platform, big data, and cloud computing. By linking systems, humans, and objects, real-time, self-organizing, and dynamic value-added chain networks which can be optimized to fit varied criteria like use of resources, cost, and availability are generated. Therefore, the Fourth Industrial Revolution will benefit mankind tremendously. The advances in the Fourth Industrial Revolution could trigger immense effect on the world's economy and society. Having said that, we could also anticipate disruptions as mentioned earlier. For example, the cyber-physical factory would directly affect the nature of work and the workers, developing new interactions not only between physical and digital realms, but also between machines and humans. There remain practical challenges in attaining the benefits from 4IR, for example, 3D printing or big data or the Internet of Things, as none of these could be mastered easily. Thus, they are beneficial new instruments to have in one's arsenal, but one has got to comprehend them and fully grasp how they work.
Alright, so thank you, Gabriel, for the introduction on the Fourth Industrial Revolution. So my name is Nurul Syuhada Hijazi, and I will continue with the elements in 4IR. First of all, to start off, in the vision of Industry 4.0, cyber physical production systems will use sensor-laden smart products that will tell machines how they should be processed. The processes will govern themselves in a decentralized modular system. Artificial intelligence, smart embedded devices will start working together wirelessly, either directly or via either the internet cloud or the Internet of Things, IoT, to once again revolutionize production. Rigid, centralized factory control system will give way to decentralized intelligence as machine-to-machine, also known as M2M, communication hits the shop floor. This is the Industry 4.0 vision for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. As Ferber 2011 stated that IoT and services, M2M, or cyber physical systems are much more than just buzzwords for the outlook of connecting 50 billion devices by 2015. To continue with, the elements in 4IR is actually follows the 9 pillars of technological advancement that which form the foundation for fourth industry revolution, which it's already used in manufacturing, but with industry 4.0 they will transform production. Isolated optimized cell will come together as a fully integrated, automated and optimized production flow, leading to greater efficiencies and changing traditional production relationship among suppliers, producers and customers, as well as between human and machine. The 9 pillars of technological advancement, which the elements of 4IR follow are big data and analytics, augmented reality, also known as AR, simulation, Internet of Things, also known as IoT, cloud computing, cybersecurity, systems integration, additive manufacturing, and autonomous systems. According to Rupman et al. 2015, they describe the 9 pillars as big data and analytics. The description of big data and analytics means analytic based on large data sets where it optimizes production quality, saves energy, and improves equipment service. So the collection and comprehensive evaluation of data from many different sources, production equipment and system, as well as enterprise and customer management systems will become standard to support real-time decision making. So there are 3 different sources, they are connected to each other. For instance, semiconductor manufacturer Infineon Technologies has decreased product failures by correlating single chip data captured in the testing phase at the end of the production process with process data collected in the water status phase earlier in the process. Wafer status phase earlier in the process. So in this way, Infineon can identify patterns that help discharge faulty chips early in the production process and improve production quality. So that is what it means by big data and analytics and what can be done. Second one is augmented reality, AR, which allows augmented imaginary to be placed in front of the real world. It is made popular and known worldwide via gaming and apps such as Pokemon Go. So Pokemon Go is one of the example of AR. And another application is virtual training. It is also falls under augmented reality, which Siemens company has developed a virtual plant operator training module for its Como software that uses a realistic database 3D environment with augmented reality glasses to train plant personnel to handle emergencies. So basically, these are the elements which they follow in 4IR. The third element will be simulation. So simulation is a form of imitation of a situation, process or environment. So many companies all over the world within a vast range of industries are starting to utilize virtual realities within their own business, including the medical sector. For example, in certain hospitals in Germany, they are actually doing virtual heart, and this allows for improved investigation, safer pre-operation planning, and the possibility of de-risking an operation before entering the operating theatre. So this simulation, the virtual heart, is for the medic student to do their practices before they enter the real operating theatre. The fourth elements, which is Internet of Things, also known as IoT, involves connecting the internet to everyday items in order for them to send, receive, and process data. And this can lead to a decrease in production time, aid risk management, and will save manufacturers valuable resources such as time and money. And for the fifth is the cloud computing. which this uses a network of remote servers to store, manage and process the data, and it can be very beneficial to manufacturing business who can bring their own intelligence and knowledge to all sales situation, as well as introduce faster new product development processes, releasing new products to market in shorter time periods. To continue with the 6 elements, which is cyber security. Obviously, when everything is connected through internet, security is the most concern by most company, school, everybody, right? So with the increase of connectivity and use of standard communication protocols that come with the fourth industrial revolution, the need to protect critical industrial systems and manufacturing lines from cybersecurity threats increases dramatically. As a result, secure, reliable communication as well as sophisticated identity and access management of machines and users are essential. So these are ways that we need to look into when it comes to secure our work and so on, our connectivity and so on. The 7th element, which is systems integration. So most of today's IT systems are not fully integrated, okay, but with Industry 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution, companies, departments, functions and capabilities will become much more cohesive as cross-company universal data integration networks evolve and enable truly automated value chains. Next will be the 8 pillars or the elements, which is additive manufacturing. So digital 3D design data is used to build a component in layers by depositing materials. So manufacturers of aeroplanes, for example, may consider using 3D printing for lighter parts which have not been filled with excess material. So this can be beneficial as lighter parts make for a lighter plane using less fuel but traveling at higher speeds. So this is what we can do. For example, in manufacturing the aeroplane, so at least we can do something through additive manufacturing. And the last pillar will be autonomous systems. Autonomous technology allows for machinery and robots to act and behave autonomously after being programmed to do so. So this technology allows for system to think, act and react autonomously, which allow for decisions to be made remotely if control system allow you to determine these behaviors from afar. For example, the well-known company which is Alibaba, also KUKA, right, which is KUKA is a European manufacturer of robotic equipment, which actually Alibaba and also KUKA, they offers autonomous robots that interact with one another. So these robots are interconnected so that they can work together and automatically adjust their actions to fit the next unfinished product in line. So yeah, right. So basically these are the 9 pillars, elements in fourth industrial revolution. Yeah. So basically that's about it from me. Thank you very much, and I will pass to Najwa to continue with the next topic. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. Faliza and my beloved friends. Okay, I would like to continue from what my friend stops on fourth industrial revolution. Okay, as we all know, fourth industrial revolution is cyber physical system. Okay, in order to survive in this post industrial revolution, we need intelligence, and there are fourth industrial revolution that has been introduced by Schwab and also Susan. Okay, so I would like to start. Okay, we are at the beginning of a revolution that is fundamentally changing the way we live, work and relate to one another. So at this new revolution, we need to be
prepare, and we need to be aware of what we need in order to survive in this fourth industrial revolution. And therefore this is the intelligence. Okay, by John Piaget, intelligence assimilation. Okay, intelligence is assimilation that can never be pure, because by incorporating new elements into its earlier schemata, the intelligence constantly modifies the latter in order to adjust them to new elements. Okay, by John Piaget, he said that our intelligence continuously modifying, continuously changing. Okay, because there are new knowledge coming, and we learn new knowledge, and we need to adjust to what they have in this new evolution. Okay, in this new world of evolution, so we need to adapt our schemata. Okay, next, there are first, Schwab 2016 introduces 4 types of intelligence. First is contextual, next is emotional and inspired, and also physical. And next, Ostiuzen proposed another one, which is the entrepreneurial intelligence. And then comes up after that is the strategic intelligence, transdisciplinary, ecosystem, Socratic, and ethical. Okay, all these 10 I will explain one by one. The 4IR intelligence. Okay, so the first one is the contextual intelligence, which is our mind. Okay, from what we know, our mind controls what we did in our life, controls all we did, all we do. Our brain is the one that is functioning to make sure that we did everything accordingly. Okay, so Schwab said that contextual intelligence involves process on how we do and how we understand and apply our knowledge. Okay, context. This context here can mean the situation or background that we are in and where the event takes place. So we need to learn and apply our knowledge based on the context that we are in. Okay, depending on the situation and circumstances. Okay, a person with contextual intelligence should be able to make well-versed decisions, okay, and take effective actions, because they understand what they did. They understand the context. For example, our students nowadays in the classroom, they learn knowledge from the teachers, but if they only learn just to finish the exam, it is not applicable to their life. So they need to understand the situation that they are going to face, and that is where they need to apply the knowledge that they have learned in schools or in other institutions. Okay, that is where the contextual intelligence is needed. Okay, next is the emotional intelligence. There are 5 elements that are important for emotional intelligence. The first one is self-awareness, which is the ability to recognize and understand our own moods and feelings, to make sure that we are able to, so that it don't affect others so much. Okay, so we need to control our emotions. Okay, self-regulation is the ability to harness our emotions and apply to tasks. Okay, we can control our moods or our feelings to put it into tasks. Okay, to put it so that we can do our tasks better. Okay, next is motivation. Motivation is the passion and drives of someone which go beyond money and status. Okay, for example, we study here. What is our motivation? Our motivation is so that we can be a better person. Okay, so that is what motivates us. Empathy is the ability to be in other people's shoes or to understand other people. Okay, so if we have this kind of emotional intelligence, we are able to be aware of others' feeling, and we are able to delegate tasks better, maybe. Okay, and last but not least is social skills, which is the ability to manage relations and build networks, so that we can find common ground and build rapport between the group members. Okay, this is so EI is also important. Okay, inspired intelligence by Schwab 2016 said that is how we use our sense of individual and shared purpose, trust, and virtues to effect change and act towards the common good. Okay, we also can use this to energize people, foster engagement, and create trust so that we can inspire the team. Okay, and one important key is sharing. We need to share with each other, and they need to change the focus from oneself for only themselves to the universal sense of common purposes, so that they have the goal that they need to go and achieve. Okay, next is physical intelligence. Schwab 2016 said that physical intelligence involves supporting and nourishing personal health and well-being. We know that physical involves our own body, so we need to maintain our health so that those around us are being in position to apply the energy that we have required to individual and also system transformation for our own good and for the system transformation. Physical activity has a good impact on cognitive functioning. Okay, our brain and our body move together. So if we are not healthy, even though we are in the fourth industrial revolution, where we can only sit in front of a laptop and our smartphone, but still we need to be healthy to make sure we are better in person and better in our group and our system. Okay, we don't burden the others, okay, if you are not healthy. Okay, next is entrepreneurial intelligence by Ostuzen 2016. He proposed that entrepreneurial intelligence, ENTL, involves how we think, reason, and act in relation to value creating opportunities to our local, national, and global environment. It is how we recognize opportunity through the synthesis of whole and creatively combined resources, which result in the creation or renewal of value that makes economic and social meaning. Okay, so through this intelligence, our way of thinking, everything that we have, we need to put it together and combine everything, every resources that we have, so that we can be much better in any other way. Okay, next, strategic intelligence, the orientation or the direction that we need to go. There are 5 competencies that are important here. The first one is foresight, which is the ability to think in terms of trends that are not obvious and can't be measured but are shaping the future. Okay, we are able to see what will happen in the future, so we plan for that, okay, for the future. System thinking, we can synthesize elements. If we have this, we can also visioning using foresights and system thinking to shape a preferred future, what we want to do in the future, what our vision. We use the foresight and system thinking to do it. Okay, so motivation, like what I said just now, we embrace a common goal and execute the vision that we have. And then partnering, we form a strategic alliances with other teams or other organization or institution to make sure that we get what we want. Okay, transdisciplinary intelligence, which is the perspective. Okay, it is how we understand the system in relation to its larger environment, relationships, and connections. Okay, it bringing the information from separate disciplines together to create useful knowledge. Okay, here for example, a child psychologist and also counselor, for example, they have different disciplines in their own field of knowledge, but when they combine together, they can make they can find a new knowledge or a new methods to make a child better. Okay, so with this network society driven by technology, by using technology, they can get all the information they have. They can access everything, so they can organize the information, turn it into new knowledge, and utilize the knowledge wisely, so that we can affirm the transdisciplinary and complexity that we have. We have all the knowledge that we need, but we need to do it, to combine it together to make it a better one. Okay, next is ecosystem intelligence, the coalescence. Okay, ecosystems, like we know in science, it interact with each other. It has relationship from one another, like human and animals and plants and the environment. Okay, this is it's the same like that concept. So it's how we grow and develop within the setting of the system of relationship that form our environment, the impact the environmental factors have on us, and how we impact on one another in our environment. Okay, that is the ecosystem. We need to interact with our environment. We need to interact with other people. We need to interact with other organizations, for example. Okay, because human societies are as complex as any ecosystem with different type of people involved and environmental conditions. Okay. Okay, now Socratic intelligence, Socratic. Okay, Sheffield 2013 said that it is how we analyze ideas in terms of their opposites with the objective of creating a more enlightened synthesis. Okay, there are 6 elements here, which is the first one is establish clear starting points. Next is view issue from multiple perspectives. Explore logical connections and the consequences of beliefs, express publicly one's own thinking process, and invite others to respond. Being willing to follow the arguments whenever it leads, and also lastly is being open to revise one's opinion based on new insights. Okay, this Socratic intelligence is from Socrates himself, and with this we can be more open to accept other people's something that is opposite from our objective, but we can synthesize the information that we have to make it much better for what we need to be in the 4th Industrial Revolution. Okay, ethical intelligence, ETHL. Okay, like what we know, ethics is to differentiate what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so and then we need to reach the decision and make choices based on the differentiation. Okay, individuals who demonstrate ethical intelligence know their roles as a member of the local, national, and international community, and these individuals usually consider the effects of their actions on these various communities. Okay, we know that ethics, even though we are in the 4th Industrial Revolution, ethics is still important. Ethics, without ethics, leaders could not have any more humanities. Okay, like what happened now in Palestine, Jerusalem, somewhere. Okay, so ethics is important. Ethical intelligence is important for us to be a good leader, to have to make the right decisions. Okay, for our own future and for our future generations' future. Okay, that is all for me. Thank you. Let's continue.
It is obvious that 4IR will bring about significant impacts on education. The escalating call for creativity and interdisciplinarity or transdisciplinarity in education and research and development regarding 4IR implies that the conventional twofold pursuits of university, mainly research and teaching, should be enhanced in the direction of permitting increased span for experiments and learning by doing. In this regard, the upsurge of design thinking in engineering education is particularly emphasized since the key notion of design thinking sits on the capacity to remain unbiased and open-minded to all possibilities and to identify problems. As a human-centered methodology inclined towards innovation, it exists to incorporate the possibilities of technology and the people's needs and to integrate design thinking, which involves generating choices and shifting through synthesis and analysis that will predictably impose interdisciplinary.
So thank you, Gabriel, with the effects of 4IR. And I will continue a little bit on the effects of 4th Industrial Revolution on education in general and on pedagogy in the classroom. Right, so in addition with what Gabriel mentioned, altering higher education is more necessary than ever before. However, the challenges ahead have to be considered in order to ensure effective and immediate transformation. With the reduced public financial support for higher education, universities need to think strategically regarding methods to utilize their experience in credentials, trust and identity to offer new services. Furthermore, higher education leadership needs to be less risk averse, especially in this world of disruptive change. It is no longer an option to keep doing things the old way. Innovation and accepting change are now prerequisite for survival. Inequality is one of the effects of 4IR towards education. So inequality would still be a concern for digital higher education, since more than 4 billion people are still offline without access to the internet, according to a study by McKinsey and Company 2014. Most of those people are marginalized families who live in developing countries with no access to an affordable education. Although digital higher education can be more affordable compared to other education options, higher education institutions need to be considered the best ways to reaching underserved populations, where education can serve as a strong empowerment and change tool. So basically, even higher education, we should have good internet access. At least this group of marginalized families, a kid, if they were to go to the university, they at least can use computer lab in university or maybe in the library to actually use technology. Right. Secondly, the next effect of 4IR on towards education will be the risk, privacy, and security. Right. So collaboration, integration, and aligning security process are keywords for scaling higher education efforts and bringing sustainability. So JESHKI 2015 stated that the complexity of the systems developed to meet the demands of the 4IR necessitate interdisciplinary and collaboration as the precondition for innovation. So this is the time to ask whether the global higher education community will only react to how the business world is shaping the 4IR, or if it will be among the key players of shaping the 4IR. So that's about it. So thank you very much, and thank you for listening to our presentation. Thank you.